Welcome to a Season 9 competitive win guide. This is a guide on how to win on Busan competitive. Now, to win games, you want to know when you should switch heroes. Since the enemy tank is a diva, this is a dive hero. And as a Cassidy on DPS, a dive hero isn't the greatest. You'd want to play with your team more as Cassidy, but then you're going to be relying on your team more in terms of winning. So we switched to a hero that has a disengage skill, such as Reaper. Reaper has a Wraith, which is good for disengages or if you get dived on. Now, to win games, you want to know how to play your hero. I'm not going to go over how to play Reaper, but essentially for every hero, there's an effective range. And to win games, you've got to be able to do damage and kill your opponents, especially as a DPS. And so your effective range becomes very important. If I was to play Reaper at a long range distance, I would not be getting enough damage off, nor would I be able to get kills. And this is not going to help me win the game. So with that said, I'm not going to say too much more about how to play a hero or how to play Reaper. Now, we get challenged by Mai, and every hero has good matchups and bad matchups. You need to know your matchups in order to be able to win games, as knowing your matchups will mean you'll be more likely to kill the enemy opponent or still live after the 1v1. And still being alive is just as important as getting a kill in terms of winning the game. So the reason this worked is Reaper is a close range target. We also had a pick earlier, and we have our tank alive to cause a distraction. So as you can see, the enemy is actually focused on my tank, and I just come in for the easy double kill and then triple kill. Now, after you cap point, you don't want to overextend. You actually want to play the waiting game here, as there's no point overextending, especially if your tank does not overextend. So you want to play in line with your tank. So skip into the video where the enemy finally decides to engage. We're playing this top balcony area again with cover, and we're not overextending here. We're going to be playing short ranged, as once again we're on Reaper. Always play to your hero's effective range. And also, you don't have any pressure to finalize kills. Even though it would be ideal to finalize kills, you don't have the pressure as you already have the point captured. Your main two priorities are just to farm for your ultimate and not die. Those are your main two priorities once you have point captured. Reaper here decides to ultimate and it just doesn't work out for him. So again, we won this next team fight by not dying and playing safe and using cover and using our effective range. Again, we're playing the patient game, waiting for the enemy team to come to us, not overextending unless our tank is overextending. Also, we are on high ground, so we're more safe here. So another aspect of winning games is to be unpredictable. Now, you don't want to be unpredictable to where you're inting and just dying for no reason. So as you can see, we're pretty unpredictable with this play here. 2 players up top, and unfortunately for the Reaper, this is the case and he instantly dies. Again, delaying the cap and numbers advantage for his team. So this is one of the reasons why we're winning this fight as well, as they're 1 player down already. The Ryan comes in, it's all a desperate attempt to get point, and they don't manage to get point, and literally we're just waiting for all the enemies to die, as they pretty much have no chance to win this game. Now, for round 2, this map location has a lot more long-ranged areas, so you want to go with a hero that can hit targets from a distance. We go with Soldier here, and this is a very important concept to win games. If I had gone Reaper here, we would not have the same impact as we have with Soldier. Now, early stages of the round is all about positioning and doing damage to charge for your ultimate. So as you can see at the start, we are super pushed up to do damage, of course, to charge for our ultimate. As soon as we realize that the tank is very close to us, we fall back, instantly fall back, and we look to damage from a further distance. If you do not fall back, you will end up dying, and this is not going to help you cap the point. Still putting out damage. We want to be constantly putting out damage, again, charging for your ultimate. This is going to win you the games. It can turn fights on the point. And our main goal here, obviously, as a DPS, is to target support first. So one mistake made here is that I was focused on point too much where my team was not. Now, even though this is the correct play and my team should have rotated towards me, you alone cannot contest the point solo, especially against the Sombra versus a Soldier. So it's best to back off. So in hindsight, you should not be doing this. You've got to stick with your allies, unfortunately, in this situation. This leads to a free cap for the enemies, so it would have been better to be alive and near your enemies, as they still would have capped the point for free. So we respawn and we're in another team fight, and their Mercy decides to enter into us. Now as a DPS, you should realize that they have no Mercy and that your team is already focusing that angle ahead, so it's best to look for an off angle in this situation. We're able to get a pick on my thanks to this, so it's very important to know when you should be doing this, and this is the example when you should be doing this. Then right after this, you should know that 2 enemies are dead and instantly move to the point. This is what we do. Once again, we're first on the point. Even after all these events, the enemy team is still first to react to moving point compared to my team. And as a DPS, you have to move off point. In terms of positioning, it will be bad to continue to stay on point as you don't know who's behind you and how many there are behind you. Also, if you did turn around, you would be much easier to shoot than a running soldier that's behind cover. So now we're in a good position to shoot, but the enemies instantly fall back, so this is when you would want to instantly drop to the point as we no longer have an angle to shoot at them. Here, these are standard DPS things that allow you to win the game. So focusing tank when he's super low. We no longer have an angle on the tank, so now you want to focus support. Enemy pops ultimate and 1 ally dies, so we got to pop our ultimate to hopefully turn the fight, focusing on the squishies with our ultimate. Then use cover for the enemy Hanzo angles. Again, your main priority is not to die, so we're kind of in a little scuffle with the enemy Hanzo. And with this season 9 update, Hanzo no longer one-shots. He actually drops you to about 1 HP. And so we are pretty safe in terms of taking this fight. And these are the things that you'd want to know in terms of not dying. Now we're using cover again here, repositioning on high ground again. We're on the Sombra disengage here as our heal is not up to place. And as soon as we drop, you want to make it as hard as possible for her to get an elimination on you, aka basically run around. Again, repositioning for healing this time, so knowing map definitely helps with winning as we basically get a free 150 HP. Now here, since your whole team is dead, the best thing you can do is either disengage, but since you're in the middle of the area, it's going to be hard, and so this is not an option. So you're left to ult charge and delay the cap, which is what we do. We respawn back in, drop the heal and help with this pick as this enemy is on the way to the point and our ally is already here. So we clean up this kill, point capped, and again you want to look for a good position to do damage. Always ping enemies on flank. If I didn't ping this Hanzo, my allies would not have seen him and then not collapsed on him and potentially died. Once again, the importance of falling back and repositioning here is super important. It can cost you the game. So you got to know when to do this, and as your tank reposition backwards, you along with the rest of the team should also position backwards. Now here, to win the game, your objective here is to defend the point, not to get kills. Inevitably, you're going to get kills defending the point. Again, support focus first, using cover again, repositioning, constantly doing damage every second you're not repositioning. Again, instant map knowledge here after getting a kill, running straight to the health pack and then instantly back straight into the fight. These are the things that are going to win you the game. Let's say I decided to wait to get healed or ask for support help to get healed. The support can no longer heal your tank as they're healing you, and it will take you longer to get back into the fight than if you just wait for the heals. Now it's just a clean up as we have the numbers advantage. Stay behind your tank, no need to throw by overextending as the enemy still has their tank up, and that is game. Hopefully this guide helped. Leave a like if it did. And yeah, we got play of the game.